Hello, it's Tuesday, December 29th, down in my shop, trying to take a look at my prototype again. I've now got it bolted to my bench and then mounted to kind of a fake music desk. This is the general size of what the rack would be, about 20 inches wide and 12 to 15 inches high, and a lip on it about, 2.5 inches. That can be adjusted depending on final desire. Anyway, my spring mechanism is mounted in such a way that now you can pull on this bar and then the desk rotates and then drops into position. If I can get around here a little bit, give you better light. Again, pull up on that bar and it rotates and drops into position. So I'm kind of liking the action on it. I might need, you can hear that lock in, I like that sound. Pull up, lock in. There are 5 different positions that this locks into. So there's the vertical, or 90 degrees, I suppose you want to say. And if you go all the way horizontal, depending on your point of reference, I guess you'd call that 90 degrees. Anyway, they're sort of flat if a conductor or musician wants it that way, and then you can just go in iterations in between. So that would be, I think, 67.5 degrees. Here's your 45. Here's your 22.5, and then here's vertical. So there are 5 different positions you can have it in. And again, this is the adjusting bar with a spring connected from this to the other side, to the housing. So you pull back on that, and that releases the catch. And inside, this piece is geared. And as this rotates around, the spring then pulls it back in. Here's some of the little drawing. So usually these are in the wrong position. This is more or less how it works. You have your different positions, and these are milled out on the gear. Here's my bar in, I think, more or less full size. And here's the little notch. So the notch gets pulled in, and right now the spring is tied somewhere here to one of the housings through that 440 screw. So you pull back on this, and this disengages from here. Then the whole housing rotates till you get it up to the next, or whichever desired position you want. You let go of this, and then the spring pulls it back and locks into the notch. That's kind of how it works. Here's some of the jigging I've come up with so far to make all these different things. I think this is the plate. This is a plate I use once I've drilled this hole where I want it in the middle. I can mount that here and then rotate this around in the milling machine with a cutter overhead that then mills out these different pieces depending on how I rotate it and bolt those in. These are some other iterations of it. This is a piece I made that is supposedly the full outside diameter. I use that kind of as a reference point, which will be this part here. This is one solid piece of aluminum, comes down and is set into this turned piece of aluminum. I'll have a more artistic way of fashioning this, but basically if this solid piece going into the turned aluminum, which I have a groove in, and then I put some 1/4 screws holding it in, and that'll never come out. It'll probably be even hard to unscrew these here from this side. I haven't tried, but I don't want to. The final version will have something more elegant, not this sharp edge, but this is the general format. I've kind of made Swiss cheese out of this, so I think these holes will all disappear. And the final mounting bracket, this piece will have to be wider so I can have more room to get the screws in. They're kind of binding against here, but this was just a scrap piece. Anyway, I think I'm ready to move on now to making a brass piece using these dimensions and this function. I think that's the next way to go.